Hi boys and girls, today we're going to roll out a slab of clay. The way we do that is we take a piece of clay, try to squeeze out some air bubbles, and we start using a rolling pin on our mat to roll it out. Now you may notice a couple air bubbles pop into your clay. If you see those, they look like a little bubble. You're just going to hit those with a little needle tool and then roll it out a little bit more. When we roll it out, we want to turn it and flip it. Every time we roll it out, we turn it and flip it so it's nice and even. That's it. It should be about as thick as your pinky finger or about a ½ inch thick. Once we roll that out, it's still going to be pretty soft. So this would be a great time to make a soft slab project. When I say soft slab, I mean you can still bend the clay. It's still very flexible. What we're going to do is use a fettling knife, which is the metal knife, to cut out the shape we want. Now in this project, I'm going to make a little pocket that hangs on the wall. So what I'm doing is I'm just scoring with a comb and adding a little bit of slip to both sides where the pieces will connect, and then I'm just folding it over. When I fold it over, it creates a little bit of a pocket in front, so you could hang this up on your wall and put pens in it, or put little notes in it, or put whatever you want in it. And then I need to have something to hang it by, so I'm taking a small pointed dowel and I'm just poking a hole in it. The back of the clay, when you poke a hole, gets kind of sharp, so I always take my finger and I just press that down with my finger. I'm using my fingertip to smooth over all the edges, and that's how you make a basic slab pocket. Now you can use your other tools like your modeling tools or your dowels or your other wooden tools to make designs in your clay. I'm just very carefully pressing those designs into my soft clay. When you do this, you want to make sure you don't press too hard. You don't want to go through the clay, but you also want to press hard enough where you can see it. So I'm just using my tool to add a design to my project. And that's basically it. It's a very simple way to make a small pocket out of a slab of clay. Very soft slab project. Another example I'm going to do is to make a flat slab thing that would hang up, but it's just flat, so there's no part that sticks, that folds over. Now this, I think I'm going to make a heart. So what I'm doing is I'm taking that same soft slab and I'm cutting out a heart shape with my fettling knife. When you use your fettling knife, you want to hold your knife straight up and down, not at an angle, so that it has a nice clean cut. And then what I'm going to do is take my second scrap of clay and I'm going to add a texture to that slab before I cut it out. I'm just going to add a design or a texture to it, and I'm using a tool to just press in a design. And then I'm going to cut out another heart. So this is just like I did the first time. My fettling knife is straight up and down, and I'm just kind of whipping around the edges with it nice and straight. And whenever you attach clay together, you always have to use your comb to score both sides. So I'm going to see how big it is, and I'm going to score with my comb both sides of the clay, not just one. And then I'm going to add some slip with a toothbrush, add a little bit of slip to both sides, and then I'm going to press them together gently. I need to press them a little bit to get rid of any air bubbles that are inside. I don't want to press too hard, but I do have to get rid of those air bubbles. And then I'm going to use my finger to smooth out the edges. Sometimes when you cut a slab, the edges can be a little bit sharp, so that way you know that you're not going to get cut later. The last thing I need to do on this project is to make a hole to hang it by. So I'm just going to take a dowel and I'm going to press in a hole just like I did with the first project. It's a smaller hole because this is a spot where I don't think I have room for a big hole. And then I'm going to take my finger and just clean up the back with my finger so it's not sharp. And that's basically how you attach slabs together to make a project. You can either cut and fold the slabs, or you can cut and layer the slabs. Either way works, but make sure that you slip and score your pieces together, and make sure that when you add your designs, you're very gentle with your modeling tools so they don't get holes in them. We don't want to push too hard. And that's it. That's a slab project. Thanks, boys and girls.